Golden State Warriors recently sent a message to the Boston Celtics, and head coach Steve Kerr has said that he is more focused on Andre Iguodala being ready and healthy for the second part of the season. Is this something or nothing?
I think it's something.
Oh,
I think it's something. And I think that the Warriors, as they should, start to turn it on. I know it's clear they took the first part of this season to rest. It's clear. It's clear. It's also clear that they thought they were getting more production out of their young stars and they didn't. So I believe now that we're going into the second quarter of the season, it's something to say that Steve Kerr wants Iguodala back on the court. Now I'm not certain why, but that is something. Because will he come in and slow down the momentum? Will he come in and be a leader? Is he supposed to come in and absorb some of the space that James Wiseman was supposed to take over? And it didn't happen. So I think it's something. I think that they're getting ready for what the end of the season is going to look like. So maybe the league should be concerned, or the team should be concerned that Iguodala is coming back. So I think it is something. I think it is something not maybe about Iguodala, but the fact that Steve Kerr even said that is that leads me to believe that they're getting ready for what the rest of the season looks like, and that I deduce that they took the first part of the season off. Was it? What is it for
oh,
you?
well, that's a big nothing to me. Andre Iguodala, even though he's a four-time champion with them, he doesn't give them much. I mean, I see him looking real nice in his V-neck sweaters and his trousers on the bench, but I don't see much from him on the court. In fact, last season, if you recall, in the postseason, he decided to make an appearance in the last game just to say that he played. And so when he got his championship ring, he didn't feel some way about it.
I couldn't
No,
stand it.
that was a big nothing, and it is a big nothing that Andre is on his way back.
Yeah, okay. I don't think it's about Andre Iguodala initially. I don't think.
Okay.
I think it really is about he's Steve Kerr is using Iguodala as a catalyst, but really it's the underlying message that I'm taking from it. So it
Okay,
is something.
fair.
All right, let me tell you something or nothing. Zion Williamson decided at the end of regulation in the game against the Phoenix Suns that he was going to show them how he closes out a game. And he proceeded to do a 360-degree dunk in his house at the end of the game. Do you think that act proved that now the Suns and the Pelicans are rivalries? Are
Oh,
rivals?
absolutely. That's a big something. Especially because Zion had been injured for so long. And he's like, look, I don't know what y'all thought, but I'm still athletic and I'm still that dude. Yes, that was a statement dunk in your face in my home. So, yeah, that's something.
Y'all thought y'all showed us out last season.
Uh
Guess
huh.
what you're gonna have to see this season? Come see us.
Yes.
That was Phoenix Suns. Come see us.
Come see us. We're young, we're athletic. Hey, I'm back. Yep, that's a big
And
something.
then and then CJ said, "Well, you got to get back on defense." As a matter of fact, like what? He didn't even seem concerned about it in the post game discussion. He was like, "Oh, if you don't want to dunk, you got to get back on defense." And I don't know why the Suns were so mad. That was the Pelicans' house.
Yes.
And if you didn't know, if Chris Paul didn't go up for the layup that missed, homeboy wouldn't have had Zion wouldn't have had the ball in his hand anyway.
Anyway. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, that you think it's something.
Oh,
Okay.
it's a big something.
And you know what? That's something that's huge for the league. It's huge for
Oh,
the fans. Oh, I loved it.
yes.
I tell you, that just gave me chills. I said, "You get it, Zion." I loved it. And then wait, and then if they got so many Twitter posts and videos about it. And if you read any of the comments, that people are like, "Well, I mean, they were at home,
Yeah. We put on the show.
and nobody stepped to Zion."
Mm-hmm.
Loved it. Yeah, that is something.
Yes, yes. Something or nothing. Desmond Bane will be out an additional 3 to 4 weeks because his big toe is not healing at the desired rate. Is that a big deal?
Yes. It's a big deal long term for the Grizzlies. Absolutely. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Desmond Bane is huge for the Grizzlies. I know that John Morant is the Grizzlies, but Desmond Bane is like the oil. Like he's like John Morant is the engine, but the engine needs some oil. Desmond Bane
Yeah,
helps with
that's
that,
him.
right?
That's
Yeah,
him.
no, yeah, that is a big something. Long term, it is a big something. What do you think?
Yes, it's a big deal because I thought Desmond Bane, this would be his all-star year. If he missed a couple more games, he's gonna
Yeah,
be ineligible. So it's a big deal, even though the Grizzlies right now,
looking
ooh,
good.
they're playing good. They won
They're looking
7 of
good.
their last 10, but they still need Desmond Bane. That
Yeah.
3 and D play that he can give, and he kind of like levels out Ja Morant a little bit because Ja
Mhm.
is just explosive.
Mhm.
He's dancing, he's doing all these things, but Desmond Bane is kind of like, okay, no, 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 no. But we still gonna, we still gonna put our foot on your neck. But let me
Right.
just, he just has a different personality, which I like.
Yeah, I like the balance as well. Something
Yeah.
or nothing. Resting players, i.e., injury management, that these teams are doing on a consistent basis. Do you think that it is something to it, or is it nothing at all?
Oh, it's a big deal. It's a big something because I have to blame it on your boy Kawhi Leonard and Greg Popovich back
You
with the
will
San
not.
Antonio
Nope,
Spurs.
nope. I'm not.
It
I'm not
all
subscribed to
started
that.
wait,
Mm-mm.
it all started with him. And I hate that it has become a trend in the NBA. It's ridiculous. I'm thinking from a fan's perspective because there's two sides, right? There's the investment and the ownership and all that, and the NBA as a whole. And then it's the fans' perspective, which I'm a part of. I pay big money to come see, 4 of the Golden State Warriors play, and they're all sitting in nice clothes on the bench. That's a problem for the league, and that's just not a good product. That's a big deal to me.
Yeah, it is a huge deal. I what I can say about the Kawhi Popovich, it was one player, Kawhi, that was out. These other teams have taken it to the next level. We're talking about all your start, four of your starters are not playing. All
Yeah.
four? Now, you got one nagging injury. You want to rest top of the season. Okay, I guess. I guess. Still disappointing. I may not be sitting in the stands, but I'm at home and I paid for league pass. I'm at
Right.
home and I'm paying for NBA TV. I'm
Right.
still paying, although I may not be in the arena. I still got still some money that I've spent. And you decide league or team to to take out all four stars. I'm talking about the Hawks have done it. We got the Warriors. Most recently, it's going to be the Nets.
Yes.
You,
Oh my
you
God.
got 6 and 7. Everybody has got a nagging injury. Nobody playing. I'm going to need the league to kind of put a strong hold on that. You just can't have everybody out. You just can't have everybody out. Not everybody. One or two, one player at a time. I get it. It's disappointing, especially when you're talking about the starters of these teams. What?
Yeah.
That is very something. That is something, and it's a trend, as you mentioned. And if the league don't get a handle on it, I don't know what's going to happen. But I ain't happy
Right.
about it. Even at home, I'm spending my money.
We know how good the Cavs are playing right now, but is it a big deal that Ricky Rubio has been cleared for on-court activities, even though the Cavs backcourt doesn't seem to need him much? Is that something or nothing?
I want to say it's nothing. I want to say it's nothing because they still need Ricky Rubio on the roster, ready to go in when necessary. I'm gonna say it's nothing.
Something or nothing. Ja Morant and Stephen Curry has been called for the most carrying and travel violations here recently. Is this something or nothing? Have we been so impressed with Ja's explosiveness and Steph Curry's three-point shot that we totally missed out on basketball fundamentals 101?
Yes, we have. And now that they're calling it out, I'm like, oh,
It's
y'all been in
terrible.
violation and Steph Curry been in violation for years.
Years.
It's
Yes.
it's so bad now. I don't even know. They have to really like think about it. It's something. It's something new for them because they have been playing in this fashion, and the league has overlooked the fundamental of this basketball skill. Yeah, that's something. It's funny. It's funny when it happens, and it's not only happening to John Moran and Stephen Curry, although they may be the most egregious, but it's other players too. And the moment they do it, they just put the ball down. And they're like, well. Jaylen Brown was good. Oh, he recently a game I was watching. I mean, he got at least 2 calls. You can't,
Yeah.
you cannot. But it's so funny how we overlooked it. All I'm saying, league, it is something. But what I'm saying is make sure you're consistent, and that's difficult for these referees to be in all types of calls to be consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
because I think
Mhm.
at the end of the day, we're all wowed And sometimes we're not looking at their footwork or what they're exactly doing with the basketball. So yeah, I think it's a big deal. I think it's a
It's
big
a big.
deal.
You think it's gonna, but it still won't change the outcome of the games, right? I
It
think long term.
could.
You think so?
A traveling violation could give the ball to the other team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that's only if these players do not adjust, and they always adjust.
I
But if
don't
they go
know.
back to some of those skills that they've been doing for a long time, it may be hard for them to get. They need to get on board with it right now, because where it's going to really become an issue is when we get to the post, when we get down in the stretch, or like at the end of the season, when people are trying to get their seeding correctly, and in the postseason. That can be the difference between you going to the next round or not. Yee. Baby, they boom, boom. I'm like, oh,
No, I know.
you mean to tell
Okay.
me they have been in violation all this time?
Yes. We've
Who
been getting gooped.
who put that on the petition? Who did it? No, I'm serious. What team put that on the petition? Somebody had to call it out and make a big deal about it for it to now come to pass.
The Atlanta Hawks have extended Trae Young through the 2027 season. But is it something or nothing that there appears to be potential discourse between Trae Young, the franchise player, your superstar, all-star, and head coach Nate McMillan?
Something big. Something big, because the Hawks are not where I'm quite sure the Hawks organization desires them to be in the standings. It's something big. And if they don't resolve it and the Hawks don't start moving up into the standings, it's going to continue to be a big issue. So it is something. Chemistry with the head coach and the superstar is an issue, regardless of how you put it.
Yes, it's a big deal to me. The Hawks do not look like themselves. In fact, Trae Young doesn't look like himself. His floaters, his three balls not dropping like it normally does. And it's because I think he's just not playing happy. He's not playing with that joy. And it comes from what's happening behind the scenes that we don't really know about,
That's
and the
correct.
media asking him about those things that should have been kept private and confidential.
That
I
is
agree
correct.
with him there. So it is a big something in Atlanta.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. All right. Now, lastly, here's my last one. The Spurs ended their 11-game losing streak versus the Rockets, who collectively they are 14th and 15th in the Western Conference. Is this something or nothing for Greg Popovich, who is probably on his last little, stint with the NBA?
It's nothing, just like the bottom of the conference.